Greetings! This broadcast is not intended for children. There'll be adult language and adult themes, or whatever. I messed that up. We have Beck and Jenny Morgan with us, and in our inside our chat we have Mark Caesar, Demon Orb, Doc Fearsome, and Greg Hartwick, and I don't know somebody anybody what the back. I don't know about them.
I don't know who that bastard is. I've heard he's an asshole.
Yeah. Well, today's day is National Fried Rice Day. Since we talked about fried rice last week, probably more than we did today, and we got a godless granny coming in. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Grady. How are you?
Hi,
I'm
Cal.
fine. How are you? Nice
Great.
beard, Beck.
Thank you. I'm enjoying it.
I imagine you are. Hi, Jenny. How are you?
I'm just all right. I'm not enjoying a beer.
She's enjoying that long hair, though.
I've almost got one. I've got, I don't know, a high noon shadow almost going on. Give me about another day of not shaving. I probably have a beard.
I'm just excited that my mustache is finally coming in good, but it's all blonde. But the thicker it gets, the more it looks like there's something there. So
just color it up with mascara. You'll be fine.
I had actually bought some just for men, but I know how I am. And when I go to dye things myself, I get shit all over me. My whole face would be dyed.
Don't do that. That's what caught Rudy Giuliani. Just don't do it.
You know what he used? It's that spray-on stuff. The spray-on stuff, if you get sweaty, it leaks off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they use that spray-on stuff to try to fill in the gaps. But then he gets so hot, it just runs off of you.
God, that was so funny.
Well,
I know, what an idiot.
Well, I bought myself a couple of things of fried rice as like a freezer thing, but I'm thinking about maybe going out after the broadcast and actually getting myself some legit fried rice from the little hole-in-the-wall Chinese place next to my grocery store.
Could you get me some too?
Yeah. Sounds good. That sounds good. I had just bought some kimchi for doing fried rice. And it didn't say hot on it, just said kimchi, but it's fucking hot. So now I can only use a little bit.
Oh. Yeah.
All kimchi is hot unless they said it's not.
Well, usually there's just this mid-range, but it's really above the mid-range. I eat kimchi all the time. It's delicious.
Is Purple under the weather today?
Oh, she had to take a soft girl to some appointments today, so I have to fill in. Sorry, you have to be stuck with me.
Hey, I'm more than happy to have you, Mage.
There's nothing wrong with MSG. MSG is a natural chemical.
Yep.
It is produced in nature. I think it's even produced in your body.
Isn't it the amount of it that the issue is? How much they put in the food?
It's a lot of myth behind the stuff being affecting people.
Yeah. It gives me headaches. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, they've actually done testing where they give somebody with stuff without MSG and told them there was MSG in it, and they said they still suddenly had the effects of MSG.
They gave them a placebo, yeah.
Or they'll switch it and say, given the stuff with the MSG, say it's not in there and there's no effect.
I put it on my peanut butter sandwiches,
Yeah. Sprinkle it on everything. Sandy.
Yeah, just a little bit. Hi, Sandy.
Yeah,
Sandy,
no,
honey bunny.
I love fried rice, but the problem is I like it with the egg in it. Now I'm not allowed to have egg. So,
not even one egg spread over a large volume of fried rice?
I'm not supposed to. I mean, I cheat. My landlord ended up with, she goes and does overnights with people. She works like 4 jobs. She's insane. So one of the ladies was like, I ordered this stuff and they gave me the wrong kind. So she gave me this big tube of like the good organic goat cheese. Oh, it's so good. So I take a little bit of that. I'll take a few flakes off and put it in my salad, but that's my big cheat.
Goat cheese is so wonderful.
It's so fucking, and it's goat cheese, and it's all natural shit, and it's so fucking good. If you've never had goat cheese and you like cheese, you're fucking up. You should try goat cheese. It's amazing. Sheep cheese is also good as well.
I
And
think,
actually,
Sandy,
our bodies digest it better and process it easier than we do cow's milk.
Not a big fan of goat cheese. I've tried it.
Yeah, it depends on how you use it too. Like, it's not something you don't cut a piece of goat cheese and slap it on a sandwich. It's too strong for that. You have to use it minimally. But there's different kinds. They have like garlic and herb and all kinds of different stuff.
Robin got some chocolate cheesecake goat cheese, and it tastes just like chocolate cheesecake.
I bet you it was amazing too, because goat cheese has such flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Caesar, I do live out of my tiny home. I rent a spot from a lady. I pay $600 a month for everything. Internet.
So you're renting a piece of earth.
Yes, I'm renting a piece of earth right now. Yeah. So, oh, Jenny, I have good news.
What?
So, and I needed some, so this is great. The place that I have my insurance through that I went to for my mastectomy, they now have a plastic surgeon on salary.
Oh.
So I have a consultation coming up with him. So I was going to leave New Mexico, but now I'm going to wait. So I have a consultation coming up with him to see if he can adjust things on my chest and my insurance cover it.
Neat.
Yeah. So
ask him if he has any plan to do trans women implants or adjustments in breasts, because a lot of trans people, trans women have problems with how their breasts grew, and they
sometimes they grow out to the side. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
and it needs somebody who's talented.
I'm sure they'll do anything with whatever. I'm sure he will, but he works. The main office is a oncology. It's breast cancer office. But she's the best in the area, so I went to her, and she is the best in the she's legitimately. I don't know how anybody could touch her. 43 years of surgery now. 35 years of doing breast removal augmentation stuff alongside of a plastic surgeon. So she knows what the fuck she's amazing. She's like 77 now or 76, and her hands do not even tremble. And I said to her, "You have the steadiest hand." She goes, "I know. I'm so lucky. I'm going to keep going as long as they hold still for me." But she's brilliant. So I recommend anybody that wants to just move to New Mexico for a year and get insurance here and get Presbyterian insurance, and you can go see her. It's so weird because it's a Catholic or religious based, Presbyterian based organization, but I ended up with Medicaid through them, and they paid for my entire top surgery. So I guess not so biased here.
Not like Georgia or something like that. Anyway.
God, you can't even get your fingernails clipped in Georgia. My God, don't think you're trying to transform yourself. All right, well, you better clip them. You're not growing them out, are you? You're a guy.
I heard recently, like yesterday, that Tennessee is like at the bottom of the list when it comes to the Medicare that they give people. What's included in it, what's not, and at what point will they let you have Medicare. They just cut it back further. Isn't that nice of them?
Not really.
Alabama's pretty bad too.
Yeah, I bet. Well, that whole area is, that chunk of the Bible Belt is all bad anyway. So,
cafe, is that how you pronounce that? What is Casu Marzu? Casu
Marzu cheese. I have no idea. Interesting. Sandy said, my grandparents' Presbyterian church in Atlanta has the saints, and below those, the zodiac signs in their stained glass windows. Look it up, Druid Hills. Actually, Sandy, if you look across all of the different ethnicities, nations of whatever of the past, including in the pyramids, there is the zodiac is everywhere. They have the zodiac literally everywhere. The Mayans have it. the Egyptians have it in the tombs, and it is somehow related to religion. I'm not getting into that because I don't want to talk about religion, but it is related to religion, and it's funny that they all have that overlap. I can't think of any area that didn't have some kind of a zodiac from ancient times or whatever.
I have absolutely zero belief in astrology.
Yeah, I don't
It's
believe
just-
in
it's
it. It
just-
hasn't.
Oh, well, but the gravitation, the gravity of the planets is affecting me, honey. Your refrigerator has more gravitational pull on you right now.
The magnetic pull on your refrigerator is stronger than any
I don't
kind
know.
of
I have a lot
force
of
that's going to
faggots
change
on
your
my
life.
refrigerator.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
but
sorry,
the
Kelly,
moon
what?
can pull the oceans. Yeah. Well, why doesn't it do this Great Lake? Sorry, it just doesn't work that way, honey.
Carrie, welcome, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
I'm sure you only think that because Mars is in retrograde.
Oh God.
I don't even know what that means. Is that like actually in the path of them as they go through the sky? That the point where it backs up some?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah, retrograde, I think, is it's going away from us instead of being closer. It's going away in its orbit, I think is what it is.
No, it's because the moon is waning and Jupiter is rising.
Oh my God, here we go. I'll give you a waxing and waning, lady. Oh, that didn't sound right. Well, I've already flirted with Kelly in the past. It's okay.
Beck, go wax your beans.
Go wax my beans. I don't have any beans yet.
Kelly
Probably never
knows.
will. They're probably never going to do that surgery on me because of my kidney disease now. Yay!
Well,
Everybody
basically-
happy about that.
Well, anyway,
Uh,
retrograde is when the planet appears to be traveling backwards.
Aunt Jer has it. It's because Uranus is in retrograde.
There you go.
Not mine.
My
Oh,
anus
no,
is
no,
always
no, no.
in retrograde.
Nobody
Always.
puts anything up there.
It's always pointing away from me. Hello, Jer. Glad to see you guys. Purple is not here today. She is off at doctor's visits with Sloth Girl. So you guys are stuck with us. Sorry. I know we're not as much fun, but
Really, Sandy, a Presbyterian church in your state? That's amazing.
that is. Oh, but you know why it is because Sandy's closer to Asheville. And Asheville, North Carolina that's not where she's at, but she's relative to it. Asheville, North Carolina is a big gay spot. That's probably why.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it's actually out of all of the like Bible-ish states in that row, Asheville is the most accepting city. It's listed like in the top 3 of the gay destinations.
So it's like Austin.
Yeah, but smaller and prettier. Because they have all those beautiful. It's in the mountains. They have all those beautiful trees and everything. In North Carolina, just off of Tennessee there. So they have all those. Asheville's in that whole stream of mountains coming down from PA.
Oh, that's very nice, Sandy.
Aw, that is nice.
When my dad passed, he wanted to be cremated. They sell you this damn jar or vase or urn or whatever they want to call it, and they put the ashes in there. But if you open it up and look, there's hardly anything in there. So I just used it for an ashtray like for a month, and there was plenty in there then.
After my mom died, she was cremated.
Now we're full. Now we can go dump you.
After my mom
I
died,
still,
we had her cremated, and we took some of her ashes in this little container, and we brought her to her favorite spot at the jetties, and scattered her ashes around there.
I still have my dad's ashes. When my dad died, My stepmother wouldn't even let us know when he was being cremated or where. But then she sold the house and took off and gave him to my brother. And my brother made the announcement, does anybody want this? And I said yes, because my parents were married for over 50 years. I thought my dad should be with my mom. And so I took the ashes with the intent of taking them to Montana to put them in Flathead Lake. And his sister wanted to come too, but his sister's husband is 96 and can't be left alone. So we're waiting for him to pass so that she can make the trip so that we can all go put my dad's ashes in the lake.
Sandy, I have a question. Does everybody in Nashville get cremated?
My grandparents were also who cremated in the church that was doing all the services is had this little kind of memorial garden where they put the ashes. They kind of dig a hole in the place, stick it. So both my grandparents and my mom are basically in the same spot. But the funny thing is, we were trying to mark the spot for my grandfather after he passed, and my uncle gave me this sign. My grandfather was an auctioneer. He gave me this auctioneer sign, and I stuck it in the ground. What he didn't realize was the sign was used and had sold right across it. So we had the sign right there. It said sold in the right in the memorial garden, the marking where we wanted to have his ashes. But just as I had put it out there, the church let out, and all the church people were walking past it and looking at it. And they were like, "Oh my god,
This guy's sold." Oh shit!
It's
funny.
it's so much fun, surprising and upsetting church people.
Oh, always. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure my grandfather would have gotten a kick out of that.
If the churches were assholes here, I'd go stand out in front and hand out like drag queen story hour pamphlets or something just to piss them off. But nobody's an asshole here, so.
Hey, maybe Sandy, maybe you could get your church to, bring a drag queen in for a sermon sometime.
Oh, and this was a Catholic church,
I don't think she goes to that church. It was the one her grandparents went to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just a church that's been there a long time.
We had a drag queen in a skit in a Mennonite church that I was in 25 years ago, before being a drag queen was a problem.
Before anybody gave a shit.
Right, exactly.
I'm not going to say like everybody that is like a drag queen or a cross-dresser or whatever is like the perfect person, because we had this guy that worked for us. He was a truck driver. I worked for Cain and Abel in Pennsylvania, in Scranton, PA. And he was a truck driver, and he put on makeup and fixed his hair and put on like a girly top. And he walked around. The rest of him was just like, a pair of jeans or jean shorts and whatever shoes he was wearing. But he always dressed up the top of him. What got him fired was he was driving down the road with a 3-foot-long dildo and was sucking on it. And some children saw. And the mother called in, and he lost his job.
Yeah, that's kind of not surprising.
See, no one cared that he was a cross-dresser. Your actions in public is what gets you in trouble, people. It's not. We don't care what you do behind your own doors. Go do it.
My mom was friends with the drag queen, and she was dating some asshole at the time. Sitting there talking to him while he was getting done up in his drag outfit. Telling me how much of an asshole this guy she was dating was, and he's half done up in his drag room. And turns around, oh, he should just be a man. Can you imagine this person, done up half done up in his drag outfit, saying their boyfriend needs to just be a man.
Just because people dress up in drag does not mean they aren't men or women. And what does that mean, anyways? Why do we put such a stamp on that? What exactly? If we went by the social definition of man, it would be horrible.
I'm not going to say I resent. That's just a stupid word for this. I don't think we all qualify for that statement. What I'm finding, the only people who are obsessed with genitals are Republicans. The rest of us are
like
normal.
Lauren Boebert.
yeah.
Boebert. Did you call her Boobert?
Yes.
That's great. You know, my favorite thing with the Republicans right now is Joe Biden's ad with Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about all the shit he did.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Nikki Haley pulled one by accident too. She
Oh, yeah?
made a statement, something I'll paraphrase, but it's only going to be close.
Right.
That's a problem with Biden when you talk union this, union that. Eventually, the people in unions think that they can start asking for things. It's like, well, isn't that like the point?
That's
So
what she said.
I made that into a little published meme. It's out there on Twitter somewhere.
I have a question for Al Trucker. Are you an Alabama trucker, or is your name Al?
Or are you aluminum?
I know he's a Canada trucker,
Oh, okay. So he's
but
definitely not.
I don't know
Maybe
if that's his
Alberta.
initial. Everybody all just call him Al. I don't know.
Mhm.
Could be anything. Bobert stroked that guy a nautical mile. Did you see the rest of the shots they had? He had his hand on her tit and
Yeah.
just
I
all
saw
kinds
everything.
of shit going on.
And this
You know-
children's thing.
Yeah. But no, Republicans have the best family values.
Right.
Wait.
I haven't done the meme yet, but if you watch that video all the way through, you see there are a number of locations where they got a good frontal shot of Lauren Boebert going along, and she's got this bulge like she's a trans woman who didn't tuck very well.
Mm.
I haven't made the meme, but I'm going to. Yes, really.
Hey, anybody that's trans can make any trans joke. It's a rule. Just like if you're gay, you can make a gay joke. If you're black, you can make a black joke. That's right. Do whatever you want with it.
I like the part where the pregnant woman tells her to knock off the vaping, and they try and calm her down by offering her a free drink.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What?
The pregnant woman behind
Oh,
them,
yeah.
they offered a free drink.
Can you just stop that? I'll buy you a drink if you stop that.
Oh, if you stop
She had
bugging us, we'll give you a drink.
She had her hand between her legs and the other one down between his legs. That's
Yeah,
great.
give him give two-handed over the pants hand job there.
Really? Got that far?
Hmm.
It's just such a, it's
Fucking
such
loser.
pure unadulterated hypocritical behavior on their parts, to be out there screaming at trans people in their genitals, and then they go and do that kind of shit in public. I don't care if you do that kind of shit. I don't care if you do it with a Democrat, Republican, Nazi, communist. Then don't go after other people and what they do. Yep, bitch.
It's like my mother used to say, pull the log out of your eye before you try to pull the stick out of somebody else's.
Ooh, some Bible thing said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure it's some Bible.
Yeah.
Well, she was Catholic. I like the "Do you know who I am?" as she's getting escorted out. That's great, Carrie. I didn't even know that happened.
I think
you
she
have
was
to-
hoping they would say no, and then she could pretend like she was nobody.
If you have to
No,
ask,
she actually said who she was.
if you have to ask, do you know who I am? Don't bother, you're fucked.
The last person who said to me, "Do you know who I am?" I said, "I don't know, a guy with legs." Like that's who you are. You're a person. You're not scaring me.
The best event event experience I had with that was, oh god, back in the 80s. Was it the 80s? No, I think it was even earlier. Anyways, it doesn't matter when it was. I was in an electronics store back home in Milwaukee, and who do you know but Oscar Robertson, who was playing for the Bucks at that time, walks in, and he's doing his shopping and stuff like that, and we ended up at the cashier at the same time. And there were people that were, he was hot stuff at the time, both in terms of looks and basketball. And I knew who he was, but I just pretended like I had no clue whatsoever. And at a moment I had the chance, I gave him the wink, and he figured it out instantly. And he started playing along with me. That if I don't know who he is, well then I must not be very smart and all that kind of stuff. And we just went back and forth for a while. It was fun. And all the people around just, you could hear one guy mumbling about, oh, he's so mean to that person. And then we kind of, walked out talking to each other. And so they figured it out. He wasn't a bad guy.
Yeah.
But the more important they are, the more I want to ignore them and play that game.
I think if I got the "Do you know who I am?" it would be I don't care.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Well, it's like they say we all put on our pants the same, but I do not personally. I hang mine up and I jump off my bed into them. So I put on mine different, but everybody else does.
Some woman made this TikTok video. One of the hot popular things to do on TikTok is you got these stupid 1 minute, 2 minute videos, and they'll try to do some fuck with your head editing, which is fine. I mean, that's great. Let's have some fun. And there was this thing a while back where they were doing this thing where like a woman would be at her mirror at her bathroom or whatever and putting on her makeup, and she would snap her fingers and it went from no makeup to makeup. That kind of stuff. It's nothing significant. Well, this woman I just saw it today. She has these long suede knee-high boots, really fucking sexy boots. And she's really quite sexy too. And she walks into the scene, and here's just this stool sitting there, a tall stool, like bar size. And she's wearing a sweatshirt and just ratty old jeans or whatever. And she sits down, takes the boots, throws them up in the air. They do a loop, and as they come down, boom, the scene changes, and she's got them on her legs. And it was so well done. It was just amazing. Okay, I was the only one like that then. That's fine.
No, that was interesting.
It was interesting, but we can't see it. And we're trying to picture it, and I'm trying to imagine it. It takes a minute.
Yeah, I follow a lady on TikTok who does that. She has a very different, eclectic, maybe you could call it, sense of style. So she dresses like nobody I've ever seen. And all of her followers love it. So she'll get up and she'll be like, walk up to the camera with a cup of coffee. Her hair's all fucked up, no makeup and shit. And then she'll be like, oh. And then she does that. And then she's wearing part of it. And then she'll pick another piece up and she throws it up in the air. And then she's like this, wearing it. Yeah, she does shit like that. It's really cool. But how you have to do it is there's a pause on the, you have to hit the pause, but you only have so many seconds. So like she'll throw it up in the air and then, yeah. Or you can also record it and then just take out the part.
Edit it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
take
wondering
if
they can't edit it, why would you want to fuck with TikTok?
Yeah, no, TikTok, you can like record and then hold the record button and it'll pause it, and you can change something in the scene and then let go and it'll start recording again.
Something I've noticed with TikTok, when you get all these followers, I've got like, I don't know, I think maybe 1,200, something like that. You get all these
1,200?
Yeah, something like that.
Can you promote me? I'm trying to get to 1,000.
Well, sure. Drop me a DM.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, you get all these guys, like let's say 25 to 45, and they're logging on and want to follow you. You've never seen them in anything before. You've never heard of them. They're just this guy, and then they send you this DM. Hey, how you doing? It's like, oh yeah, okay, block. It's just terribly annoying. But if you do go to their page and you look at the videos that they've made, if they've made any, And they're all a still shot of themselves trying to look cool with music in the background. You know, and they'll have like 20 or 30 of those sitting there, and it's like, what the fuck? Why can't you be a little creative? Ooh, I'm just telling bombs of stories tonight. I'm sorry.
Well, we like it.
While I was looking for a certain horror movie yesterday, I came across another little thing that was quite interesting. And this is actually research from 2014, but they found a ghost can stimulate this robot was able to stimulate the presence of a ghost. This with a person. Well, basically, it was this thing. It was like they stuck their finger in this little thing, and they controlled this remote control robot finger behind them that would make it feel like they're touching their own back. But when they put the sensory touch, the movement of touching, along with the sensory the sensation of being touched, out of sync, I mean, a lot of people reported feeling another presence in the room behind them.
Really interesting.
So it seems that weird feeling of another presence in the room could actually be a result of your brain getting conflicting information.
That's a really interesting demonstration of how every one of our senses is involved with every other sense. You know, that we you smell and taste at the same time. You can't taste if you don't smell.
Exactly.
You know, and hearing and sight. You know, you can see when something's out of sync that way instantly. And it's neat they can fuck with touch and do that too.
No. The robot was fingering you.
Yeah. Yeah, but because
I
it was
haven't
out
even
of
met
sync,
a robot. How could I finger one?
the fact that it's the fact that they were out of sync, and that's what
It was
toys at the brain.
Yeah, it was the thing that I was saying. But they think that may be a reason why you may experience a sense of another presence in the room when you're like all alone. It may actually be due to other factors in the room causing conflicting information in your brain in a similar manner.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking more of if you masturbate and you use your other hand, it feels like someone else is doing it.
No, what I do is I just use my left pinky because I cut it and I don't have any feeling there. Get a little strange. Just my left pinky, just this part.
Stool.
The joke is, who the hell could freaking masturbate with the edge of your left pinky? Nobody even got it.
Well, if you're small enough, I suppose.
I mean, I'm on testosterone.
Yeah, if you're Donald Trump.
Honey, he can't even find it. The Dunlap done got him. He ain't looking at that fucker. That dude is getting fatter every year. You know what I think did it, you guys? I think it was the constant flow of McDonald's that we paid for into the White House to make him happy. Because every time he had any event, it was just McDonald's everywhere. I'm not even kidding you.
I wonder if they just started a McDonald's in the basement of the White House.
They probably fucking did. They probably hired like McDonald's employees to come cook fucking McDonald's food. They probably stocked it up. I mean, they could. It's all frozen anyways. It's not like they couldn't stash it down there until they heated it up for them.
Carrie, I don't know why clothes are gendered, but they have been for like 5,000 years. It's not something you're going to just say.
Yeah, it's always been like that.
It's what people do.
I suppose if you have extremely large breasts, it would make sense to me. Clothes is fit for that, so you're not looking like you're either busting out your top or wearing a tent.
Depends on which culture you live in. Some cultures, the dress is the same for men and women.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people in Russia, a lot of guys in Russia wear jeans that look feminine. For instance.
Carrie, absolutely. You know, and trans women are going to be really good at spotting this and telling people who don't know. Why don't we get pockets? Okay, and why are women's jeans so fucking skin tight all the time? Mm-hmm. Well, it's because to please men. You know,
that's it's not just that. Women like to do that a lot of the time to make themselves feel better or to impress men, but it's not. They don't have to buy them tight. Is my point. There are
Well,
plenty of women's clothes out there that are designed to just be moderately on you, like they should be. So it's a choice of that woman to go buy spandex versus regular jeans, or skinny tight jeans versus a pair of sweatpants or whatever. You know?
Yeah, here I'm talking and I wear leggings.
Yeah. What's up with that? Yes, you do. That's right.
I don't wear pants ever. but
No,
I'll
you always wear
leggings.
leggings with a long, like nice shirt. Yeah.
I
No,
wear only spandex because tight fabric across my low back is really uncomfortable.
Mm.
I only want something that will stretch with me as I move.
Yeah, I'm really picky about how my clothes fit on me. It's like part of my autism. I'm really psycho picky about how clothes feel on me.
Yeah, same
Can't have
here.
tags in them. They have to be a certain amount of comfort. They can't be too loose. They can't be too tight. They can't be too long, too short.
I've gotten better. I've gotten better about the tags over the years, but
I can't stand them.
yeah,
When
I
they started
understand.
making tagless T-shirts, I swear to God, I'm not kidding you. The first time I saw them, and I think I was like on Amazon or something, and I was looking for some shirts, and they came up with tag. I was like, tagless T-shirts. Tagless T-shirt. Or maybe it was Walmart. I was at Walmart. Anyways, I found them, and I literally went, woohoo, because I fucking hate those, and I just have to cut them out over and over again. And the people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, what shirt is that? Where'd you get it?" I'm like, "I don't know. Look at the tag. What tag? There's not tags on my shirts. You're
Yeah.
not finding that out.
Or
I have no idea what the brand is."
or even worse, there's some that I don't know if they still make them, but they used to have it where the tag was on the seam on the side of the shirt. I don't know if you're ever coming across that.
Yes, it's right down here, and it just itches at you all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was another company that started making them on the shoulder. In the seam of the shoulder, there was a tag.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
And I know they were trying to eliminate it on your neck thing, but that just bugged the shit out of me all day. I felt it rubbing on me all day. So I had to cut that one off too.
All my tunic tops and stuff are just printed on the back near the collar.
Yeah,
on the inside.
Yeah, and a lot of companies are doing that. It's actually smart to do it because not only is the consumers don't like the tags, not only is that an issue, and a lot of guys will walk around and have their tags sticking out and shit, which I hate that too. So that's another reason to cut them off. But also that brand stays on there because people aren't cutting the brand off of the fucking shirt. So
Yeah.
it's actually a better advertisement when somebody says, "Oh, I like that shirt." You don't say, "Oh, I don't have a tag." You go, "Oh, read it right here. It's printed." You know what I mean? So
But
it's
it wears
actually
off.
smarter.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it
wear
will
off.
eventually, yeah. But by the time it wears off, nobody's going to ask you where you got that shirt because it's not new anymore.
Tags can
You're
wear.
not gonna
Tags
get me
can
to
wear
do
off
that.
too.
You're not going to get me to do that because it shows the size too.
Oh yeah, well but you could scrape the size off.
Doc Pearson wants undieless tags.
Undieless tags?
Yeah, he just wants women.
He wants just the tags, no underwear.
Oh,
just the tag in the back.
well, I suppose if you glue enough on, you can cover up. You know, it's...
I want undieless tags. How would you classify them in the store? You can't classify them under underwear. Just call them tags.
Heck,
It's
it's
like the
so-
whole thing. You take the old tags that everybody cuts off and you make them into clothing. I don't know.
Have you
What's going on?
seen to what insane extent they have taken these distressed jeans? I saw a pair on a video. Virtually the entire front of the jeans are gone. All you see is the pocket inners, the zipper, and part of the seam that goes from the zipper down the legs, and that's it. Everything else is missing. You know.
So
No,
crotchless jeans.
Oh, they've made those for a long time, but people don't wear those outside.
Yeah, actually, come to think of it, yeah, they would be that.
I have to be very specific about the jeans I get. I don't like the big leather tag that they stick on the back butt of them.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. I have to get ones that have a little tiny tag. It's hard to find that are actually comfortable too. So far I've only been able to find in the type I like at Walmart, unfortunately.
Hey Al, I'll just ignore him. Al, buy yourself, go to a store or Amazon or whatever, and look for linen shirts and pants. They are very
linen.
thick.
Linen
very
is a
breathable.
great fabric.
And you can wear them all summer, and it's just, they're so comfortable, so lightweight. The air goes right through them, but you can't see through them. I had a linen shirt, and the ex-bitch fucking kept it. I never got that back. I don't know where it is. Maybe she wears it. I don't.
Or you could just start wearing skirts. They're very, very comfy.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually know a guy in our YouTube community who wears skirts, and he's lost friends because they've been like, "I don't want you to wear a skirt at my house," and he's like, "Why? It's hot out." You know, men have worn kilts and skirts and dresses for years. Why is this new now?
I quit wearing skirts because I quit wearing women's shoes. I've switched to men's shoes because I'm having too many problems with my feet, and I need the bigger toe box.
And they're more comfortable, and they're better supported, and I started buying guys' shoes like when I was like 19.
Was it really necessary to call them moo-moos?
Well, that's what they're called. I mean, that's where they come from. That's the words for them. Probably means something like dress, anyways. I don't know what it means.
You know, Mark, actually, what you can do, which is completely gender appropriate, is you can get a kaftan from the Middle East. They're wonderful to wear, and they're very cool and all that kind of stuff, and no reason.
And they're designed. Yeah, they're designed for hot weather and to keep the sun off of you.
Or a men's kimono.
Yeah, they make kimonos. Yep. Those are really comfortable. Yeah. Sarongs and saris.
Of course, then somebody's going to scream, cultural appropriation.
I was actually looking into getting some carpenter jeans for when I go out and work in the garden.
Yeah, those are great. And actually, you can get all different kinds now. There are... who is it? Wrangler makes a pair of cargo pants, but they also have extra pockets. So those are pretty cool. It has like an extra cell phone pocket behind your cargo pocket. And then it has all the regular pockets, but they also have, Wrangler also has, and these aren't jean material. These are just regular pants material. So they're cooler. They also make some that have little zipper pockets on the side instead of the open carpenter pants. So if you bend over or something, nothing falls out. So you might want to check into those. Those are really great.
Carrie Ann, two things. Sometimes it's not practical. Sometimes it doesn't matter. I used to very intentionally work on some of my customers' cars in a skirt because I know it was turned on for a turn on for them, and I'd get better tips. You know. Yeah, even big fat me. It's just men are so easy. And the other thing is, yes, I think in saris and things from India are just absolutely exquisite. They're so beautiful.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is my ex was she was a long time yoga instructor, had her own studio and everything. And so when she was also a teacher, so when she taught new instructors, the last couple days of their instruction was going to the ashram, and they would go and, go through the whole meditation thing and the, whole la-di-da. And then afterward, the ashrams always set up all this fucking food, and it's just like a big buffet style, cafeteria style. You just sit with random people. You get to talk to people you've never met, and they're all just like, because it's afterwards, everybody's all calm and peaceful and happy, so it's like the best time for everybody to get together, and you get to meet some interesting people. But she used to wear her sari whenever she took them for the ashram.
Sorry, why? What happened?
She was just. Here's the funny thing. I kept telling her, you've got to be like Indian and Italian or something, right? Because she looks like she is, of descent from India. And so finally, her dad, who was adopted, got his DNA done. She's Indian and Italian and Scandinavian. So the point is there was no cultural appropriation, even though it might have looked like it at first. But she looked like everybody else there. She blended right in. She was she's beautiful.
I haven't really shared it with anybody yet. our little circle of friends here. I had an ancestry thing done, and I'm, what was it, 18% European, and the rest is divided equally between gibbon and chimpanzee.
Oh, okay.
God,
That
I'm
would
bombing.
definitely
I'm
be
bombing today.
I was going to say that would make for a very interesting DNA profile for the entire human race, and especially for the creationists.
Maybe it'd be funnier if I would have said lobster.
Yes, that would be. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, honestly, I started reading the chat. I saw a squirrel and I missed what you said, so I apologize for that. Mark Caesar, he just cracked me up with he put marijuana branches on his head and called himself Mark Anthony Caesar.
I haven't run into that yet, Carrie.
My younger daughter wore a sari to prom in high school.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
You know, I have my friend actually, who's a girl, actually prefers wearing men's clothes over women's clothes because it's just more comfortable before.
You know, funny thing about people that are cross dressers. I used to work at this chicken farm, well, egg farm actually, in Ohio, and there was a truck driver that would come in there. Now, mind you, at the time, I'm an open lesbian dressed in all guys' clothes, right? So this truck driver used to come in and he would wear this one certain pink top. I guess it was his favorite. And would fix his hair and do makeup and stuff. And so we'd come in the morning. He'd be waiting to unload his load. And the guys were always like, hey, fucking. So finally, I got sick of it about the fourth time this happened. And I said, who cares what he's wearing? And they were like, well, you know, man talk, rah, rah, rah. And I said, but you guys don't care that I work with you every day wearing men's clothing. And they looked at me and I said, what's the difference? They never said anything about it in front of me again.
Well, women's clothes are far more expensive.
Yes, there's a pink tax. It's a pink tax.
Yep.
If you want to save money, anything that can be bought in the male section that you buy in the female section, fingernail clippers, razors, anything like that, go buy it in the male section. It's way cheaper.
When they gender this shit, they do just these subtle little changes that, you know, if you're cued into the binary and this is what you want to do, you know, like, okay, there's women's t-shirts and men's t-shirts. Why? Because the sleeve is just slightly different. It's kind of halfway cap, halfway, you know, 1/3. They just fuck with you. They just fuck with you.
My shoulders, I'm like Carrie, my shoulders never fit into women's clothing. They just didn't. Like you'd have the cap sleeve that was supposed to be like right here, and mine would be like up here. Because my shoulders are just too thick. They're too wide.
I've noticed
for the size this way, in order to get them to fit this way, everything this down here would have to be really baggy.
I noticed with the medium-sized shirts on men's, they've started doing this a different cut in the sleeve where it's just like a triangular cut underneath the arm. It's really
they're trying
annoying.
to tuck. Well, they're doing it to tuck the sleeve in because guys want to show off muscles.
I find it really uncomfortable though. I had to switch to wearing exclusively large shirts because they don't have that.
They're putting in a reverse dart.
Yes,
darts are what they do for women's clothes to increase the size of the top over the breasts.
Right.
They also some places also do darts at the waistline for some items. My mommy taught me all that.
Yeah.
When my daddy wasn't looking.
Jeez.
Hey, Carrie, I got the same problem you do. You know, I've got this god awful, torturous, I'm going to kill myself puberty that I had to go through. And then I spent my high school years as a swimmer. And so I've got shoulders pretty much just under Wyoming size.
Well, and then you were a mechanic for how long, Jenny?
Well, but none of the mechanics.
That's like almost all this.
but none of
Shoulder
the mechanic time was under the drunken influence of testosterone.
Touche.
I never started mechanicking until after transition.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Interesting.
So the Dollar Shave Club actually is worth it then, huh? Have to think about that. I do need to get some more razors myself.
Al said, I legally have to wear pants at work. Our female employees do too. It's for safety, and we have to wear work boots, high vis tops, and hat and hard hats when appropriate. Yes, that sounded like when I worked at the chicken farm at the mill. Anytime you left the office, you better have your hard hat on. And they gave us high vis shirts for the company. So, yeah.
Al, you're correct on that safety thing. I tried, but I was tired of cutting holes through the skirt to make it all fit.
I actually, Mark Caesar, I did not know your middle name was Anthony. That makes it, I didn't realize that. And then I realized that Granny said something and saw that you said it's your full name. So I apologize for that.
Is it Anthony or Anthony?
He's got an H in it. So it's Anthony.
Okay.
But Anthony is Italian mostly, so Latin Italian. So usually you only find that people from that area. I buy Harry's razors. They're a little expensive, but they last so long. I love them.
Harry's, huh?
They work really good. Yeah, I'll use them till they're dull and they still don't like hurt my face or anything.
Carrie, that's
actually I dry shave though, so don't ask me.
Carrie, that's what high heels are all about.
I'm down to shaving twice a year.
I have like really thick hair, so I can wear out a razor pretty good.
I have so much less to shave now, though, Granny. I had this guy literally had this guy tell me that I was gonna hate my transition because I would have to shave every day. And I said, you do realize you're talking about this surface area versus I used to shave my legs every fucking day for 40 some odd years. And he's just looked at me. It's a pain in the ass. I'm like, yeah, that's male privilege, buddy. Shut up.
What were you
I'm sorry, Jenny. What were you saying?
I forgot.
Oh,
something about shaving.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just not there.
No, but you're right, Carrie. They do that. The whole you have to wear high heels so your legs and your butt look sexier. And yeah, I read that. That's really cool.
You would push my trigger, and now I remember. I have a lifetime deferment on wearing heels. With no expectation of ever doing it again, because since I, got all fucked up in the legs and I have to ride on a cane or in a wheelchair, nobody cares.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I used to love heels. They're just so hot.
Yeah, my grandmother used to wear heels, and she ended up stepping on my hand. Sorry. Go ahead.
No women in my family wore heels except for my sisters to work. Nobody wore heels like around the house. Mom was always in practical shoes, probably because she was a nurse and then a teacher. You don't wear high heels in those professions.
I worked at an official office downtown, and having to go to the local restaurant for lunch, and so it was kind of obligatory.
The best thing about heels is not getting mistaken for a 12-year-old.
Was that a short joke on yourself, Kelly?
Yes. Have I ever told you about the time I went to prom with a guy that was 6'1", and I was wearing 5-inch heels. And toward the end of the evening, my feet were so sore. And so I asked my date, do you mind if I take my shoes off? And he said, no, go right ahead. And I took my shoes off, and he looked down at me and he said, put your shoes back on.
How tall are you?
5'1".
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah,
you are short stuff.
Tiny.
5'1's the perfect height. I love women that are about 5'1"
My-
and 5.
my
They
height-
fit
my
right
height
under
is-
my chin.
Eh.
My height is currently under discussion. I always measured at 5'10",
Mm-hmm.
and this last time that I went to my doctor for my annual, they measured me at 5'6".
Mm-hmm.
I've had a similar problem. I measure at 5'9", and after this scoliosis, I've been measuring in at about around 5'7" sometimes.
When my scoliosis was at its worst, I was down to 4'11".
Wow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I
My
didn't know. I
grandma
mean,
was
I knew it could
4'11".
throw off your height, but I didn't think it was inches. I thought it was like half inch, maybe an inch. I didn't know it could throw it
I
off
had
that
a
much.
50-degree curve before my surgery.
Jesus
Holy
Christ!
shit.
I know it was a
Yeah.
life-threatening curve. That's why I had to have the surgery.
Yeah,
Right?
when I was told after the X-rays is that if the curvature was any worse, they would have had to do surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Kel, you could have been in the perfect position for a shoe shine. I'm
Tree
glad
said
that
you
sticks
can-
for you.
Tree said you can use them heels as striking weapons. Did you see the shooter's face at the drag club after they beat his ass? No, I did
Uh-huh.
not. They used heels on his face? Good. That's what he fucking deserved.
Yeah,
Should have used them on his ball sack, too, over and over
I
again.
have seen some stilettos that I thought were so freaking narrow at the end they could absolutely be used as an ice pick or a knife. It was just amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, those stilettos. I don't even know how in the fuck I tried to. Okay, let me tell you my heels experience. Okay, I was 17. It was right before I turned 18. This is like 10 months before my mom died. My sisters both got married. They got married like 2 months apart or something stupid like that. So the first one got married. She bought me those little, like, I don't know, 1.5 inch, 2-inch heels. It was almost impossible for me to walk.
Kitten heels.
I had the most hell of a time trying to walk on those fuckers. And they weren't the skinny ones. They were the little bit bigger ones. And I had a fucking hell. And then I went to my other sister's wedding. I had to wear them again because she was like, oh, just, wear what you wore at Susan's wedding. It's fine. So I had to get dressed up again. But she lost out because as soon as Susan got married, I chopped my fucking hair off. So I went to her wedding with really short hair. She was not happy. But I promised my sister Susan I wouldn't chop my hair off till after her wedding. So I had let my hair grow out again, for the second time. And it was down to my belt again. But it was just horrible. And I look at, what's funny is, and Jenny will probably relate to this. I look at myself in those pictures today and I see me doing this all the time. I was trying to hide myself because they forced me to wear a dress. I was just shrunk through every, even in the pictures, I was shrunk. Every picture of me sitting down, I'm eating. I'm like this eating, like I'm trying to hide.
When somebody asks, well, what is gender dysphoria? It's lots of things, but that's also an excellent description of one of its features is that you're so horrified by your own presence and stature that you do everything you can to hide. You live in the corner at a gathering or against the wall. You look for the places where nobody will see you, but you still get extra credit for having been there.
Exactly.
It's really really awful.
Dark.
To do that, you have to live your whole fucking life that way.
Yeah, I mean, I did it for 50 years.
Yeah, I don't have to anymore, but
yeah, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's literally. I was trying to explain to Heather when I was with her, how it felt to be trans, because she was literally we were having a conversation. She's crying. I'm not. She's crying, trying to understand where I'm coming from and trying to understand me. So I said, all right, well, we can do an experiment if you're game, if you want to play along. And she goes, okay. She's saying anything to help. So I said, well, come on in here in the bathroom. It was early in the morning. We had just gotten up anyway. So I was like, come into the bathroom, act like you're going to the bathroom. She was like, okay. And I said, pull down your pants, set down everything. She's like, okay. So she walks in, she goes, pull down her pants. And I said, you have a penis. And she looked up at me like, oh my God. And then she just started crying. She goes, that's you every day, isn't it? And I said, yeah, every day, every time I go to the bathroom, every time I have a reason to be reminded, every time my underwear gets unsituated and I have to rearrange it. Constantly.
Oh, Carrie, you're absolutely correct. I mean, if you're going to recognize that a gender binary exists, well, by nature, that means it has two ends of something. And what is that something containing? If on one end it's male and on the other end it's female, then what's in the middle? It's so by its definition, there has to be a spectrum. And in gender, and now they're finding, with advanced sciences and things like this, that there genuinely is a spectrum for actual sex, meaning physical body.
Right.
Yeah,
Ember.
I've been kind of taking more of a Ben's approach on the whole thing of sex being a collection of primary and secondary characteristics.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. There's also secondary.
That's a fine definition.
Nice to see you, Ember. No, it's a crazy thing. It's hard. It's hard to, I used to mortify me every time I had to walk into the women's locker room. And not because of the fact that I was presented as female physically, as much as I was attracted to women and I felt like I was being some kind of sicko being in there with them. I knew I shouldn't have been. And I knew that I was more like a dude. So I felt so weird to me. So I would just like go in and I would shower really quick and not look at anybody and just stare at the floor and go to my locker and get dressed, get the fuck out. And if I could avoid showering, I would. But they used to make us shower. So, but most of the time I would go in there and just change my clothes really quick and fucking get out and just rinse off my hair in the sink because it was a big open shower. And
I hate those.
I felt like I was eyeballing everybody and like invading without consent, invading their privacy. It bugged me at 14 years old.
Hell, I don't really care or about the whole gender thing. That just by itself bugs me of having to deal with locker rooms and all that.
I mean, it's awkward. I think it's awkward for everybody, but some of us, it's just mortifying.
Go ahead, Cal.
I had a gym teacher in high school that used to occasionally check soap, which meant you got into the shower, you soaked your body, and then you had to go show her that you had soap on you, tell her your number, and she'd check you off.
I believe it. Yep. Because, well, let's be honest. Teenagers are lazy, and boys are the worst. They do not want to shower. But if they're going to implement it for something for boys, you gotta have the girls punished too. So I think that's where it all started. I think it's all because, like,
It's all just kind of a little creepy, though.
No, it is. We had a girl in basic training who would not shower. So our drill sergeant assigned somebody to check off that we all showered. And she was I was a lesbian in hiding. I knew she was gay the minute I fucking looked at her. And I was really homophobic at the time because I was so afraid somebody would find out and I'd like get killed or something. So I was like I was the worst fucking homophobe you'd ever fucking meet in your life. I really was. Because I was so afraid if I was associated with anybody that was gay, somebody'd go, "Oh, are you gay too?" And I'd go, "Oh, fuck, I'm busted." And I can't lie. So if someone asks me, I'm gonna be like, "Yeah," But thankfully nobody ever asked me. But fuck, where was I going with that? Son of a bitch.
Oh, good. It's not just me.
I read the chat. I'm ADD.
I don't know where you're going with that.
Hell, I forgot what the hell I said. Carry on.
What's not just you, Jenny?
Forgetting.
Ah.
I do it all the time.
Yep.
I've been very, very concerned about the amount of forgetfulness that I've been having. I've been doing public speaking for like 35 years. and I've never had a problem retrieving any information or words from my head. I could stand there and lecture for 2 hours nonstop, all out of my head. And for me to be able to be losing words like, well, there's been times I've missed the word cat. Okay, that it's just not there, and this forgetting what I was about to talk about. Man, it's very disturbing. My doc wants to put me through a whole battery of brain stuff.
I've always had that kind of problem, trying to focus on what I want to get out.
Oh, I remember. Can I go? I remember.
I just want to acknowledge Mark's. Haha, it's very funny. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's totally. Yeah, and words are hard. So they assigned this girl to make sure we all showered, and so I walked in there and looked at her and I said, "I know," and she just looked at me, and I said, "So I'm gonna go in here and take a shower, and you're gonna turn your back, so you're not eyeballing me." And she just turned her back like that. Didn't say a fucking word. But no, it was really, this girl was really bad. Like she went in there and like rinsed off and didn't even fucking use soap. Like they made her go into the shower. She stood under the water and then just walked back out. So a week and a half later, after us being punished, we got woken up at like 2:00 in the morning. We had to go out and fucking run and do push-ups and sit-ups for hours because one of us was stinky. And so after like 2 weeks of this, we can have 2 weeks of this shit. We had a little sock blanket party for her at about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And she magically, and we put bars of soap in the socks and we fucking hit her with it. And by God, when she got up the next morning, she went and took a fucking shower. That's what she did. And she never skipped one after that. Because they were like, you guys are a platoon, you're all one. So if one of you is off, you're all off. So they like would come in at 2:00 in the morning, bang in a trash can with a baseball bat and make us get up. And then they go hit the showers and we go shower. And then we go to lay down. They go, okay, formation. And they did that to us like for 3 or 4 nights. And we were done with our shit.
This movement that's currently afoot for men, certainly not all men are involved in it, but like incels, which is not so much a movement, but identifying as an incel is a movement. There's always been men who can't get a date. See, that happened again. Where was I going? Oh yeah. And the other, so it's this thing. Men are absolutely obsessed with women's body count nowadays. That they have to know how many people this woman has gone to bed with. For them to decide if you're worth it. Okay. And the other thing that makes me absolutely nuts about cishet guys is I've had a number of them, in some of the videos and panels I've been on, actually make mention that they don't wipe their ass because it's gay.
What?
You heard me.
I have heard that before. I have literally heard that before.
It's insane. How can you even think of living that way?
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, it's gay. You had to touch your butt with toilet paper. What the like, what toxic masculine asshole had raised you? What is wrong with you?
So, Jenny, do you do crossword puzzles or word searches and all that?
I used to do crossword puzzles. I was never very good at them, but I still did them because I knew they were good for my brain.
I like to do word searches myself.
I like crossword puzzles. I like Scrabble, stuff like that. Yeah, Wordle is really fun.
I do Wordle with breakfast every morning.
I got hooked on it with my ex, and then when we split up, I was like, I don't want to play Wordle. So I deleted it, but
See,
it was fun.
Things like Wordle or what's that?
Sudoku?
Okay,
Sudoku.
That's it.
Sudoku.
Fine.
Sudoku.
I am absolute failure at games like that. I cannot. They're just.
I love Sudoku.
I am just so horrible. I embarrass myself by trying in front of people. I won't do it.
My my sister gave. I ended up with my sister's Sudoku book when she died, and she used to take it in and during her treatments, chemo, and she would work on this. So she had a new Sudoku book, and so I ended up with it, and I just couldn't. I couldn't make myself finish it. I just kept the book. I did one puzzle, and then I was like, I can't do any more of these, just because her handwriting's in it. You know, she wrote some notes in it and shit. So,
Oh,
yeah,
That's sweet. At least you have that to remember her by.
yeah, she was a great lady. I have lots to remember her by. She saved my ass more than once after Mom died, for sure.
thank
She
you,
was my
Carrie.
biggest supporter through all of that. Out of everybody in the family, and I know everybody was mad at me, obviously, she still 100% supported me and never even mentioned anything about it being my fault or anything. She was amazing. So, yeah.
I need to get going, but it has been fun hanging with all of you.
It's great seeing you.
Anything you want to plug?
Take a look at my show. Most recent, I had Dr. Josh Bowen on this past week. I just finished making a Christmas special that is really sarcastic and is going to be a lot of fun. But
Oh, good.
I'm holding that one until November because I'm going to Ireland at the end of October and beginning of November timeframe. And so I won't be able to make a video that week. So I've got this one sitting waiting to release then. It's Granny Saves Christmas.
Okay.
Is it? Let me know if that came up, Chad. Anybody that is not like you're crazy and insane and you're not subscribed to Godless Granny. There is her link right there. She does for anybody that doesn't know, she does great debunking shit. Calls out all the haters that are the Christian pastor haters and stuff.
And she's very, very, very smart and a lawyer.
And she is a lawyer and very intelligent, and she
retired.
always puts humor in it, and it's a lot of fun. Always good to be hanging out with Granny. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks. Bye.
Later.
See you soon.
Bye-bye. I'd like to do a show with her on legal dilemmas people have got themselves into, when it's like some guy who's up on charges for having sex with a goat,
Yeah, right.
Florida man kind of stuff.
I did with her 2 years ago before I started transitioning, and it was Pastor Mark. Oh fuck, what was his last name? Anyways, you guys look it up. It's really funny because he was dogging out dykes and lesbians and women with tattoos and who wants to marry that, and we go out and fight, for our country to come back to a woman that looks like a woman. So it was a really fun thing we did, and she uploaded it. And so if you guys go look, you can just oh man, what was my name then though? Was it I don't remember what name it was. Anyways, if you look back about 2 years, you'll find it in there. It was a good thing, and I talked about like kicking his ass. So it was a lot of fun. So you guys check that out.
This preacher was an evangelical, right? Yeah.
He was just like Greg Locke, but a lower level.
Okay.
What was his name?
I know Mark that went into the preacher. He was a doctor, actually one of my mom's employees, and he went into being a preacher for evangelical mega church in Milwaukee. Well, actually, he was outside of Milwaukee County.
Oh, this guy's like 40 max.
Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely.
No, this
not
is
him
a
then.
younger guy. Yeah.
No, Mark would have to be probably 75, 76, something like that now.
I can't remember his name.
Girl.
But anyways, if you search in her, actually it's the best way to do it. Search in her videos for Pastor Mark and it'll pop up. She did a couple on him, but I think only like 3, maybe 4. So should be easy to find. I agree, Carrie. If it telepathy worked and you could transmit to someone else, there would be a delay, just like there's a slight delay with radio or whatever.
or light from the sun.
Exactly, everything. There's a delay on everything. Pretense readers just I thought.
Somebody made
Yeah.
a real cheery little video and put it out there on the web lately. It was a very well done animation of what would happen if the largest asteroid in our solar system hit Earth. It was just
we'd
kind
be
of fun
screwed.
watching the entire planet getting vaporized.
Yeah.
You said if something the size of what hits Earth?
The largest asteroid in our solar system.
How big is that?
It's probably got to be 1,000 miles in diameter.
Oh, well, holy shit! Yeah,
Yeah, that would make a big mess.
That's a third of the width of the United States.
I really don't know how big that is because I just don't know. I'm kind of guessing here.
Okay,
Thinking
but around
of the
that
animation.
size.
Yeah, I was thinking of the animation and what it looked like comparing to the Gulf Coast. Your toast, Mage. It hit you first.
Oh, hit me first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ember said if Ceres,
Yeah,
is that how you say
series.
it? Hit Earth, bad day.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would
definitely.
be an extinction. Well, it would be an extinction event with something that's a couple hundred miles across. Never mind something 1,000 miles across. 296 miles, 1/13 the size of Earth. 300 miles. See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Something 200 or 300 miles across is plenty big enough.
Oh yeah. Something the size of your house would devastate our ecosystems.
You got to figure like an average for the width of states in the United States, the like Midwest states, is around, I think, 400 miles, 300 or 400 miles across. So it's literally the width of one of our states.
So you're looking up on it.
Mid-sized
It's 939.4 kilometer. There's give or take 0.2 kilometers.
Yeah, Ember says it's 296 miles across and 1/13 the size of Earth. Doc Fearsome said, Ember, are you serious?
Oh God, I know these guys who played a great gag like that. What's the brightest star in our skies?
Oh, no.
Sirius.
North Star?
Sirius. Sirius. These guys. This gets way back into lore and stuff. There's this tribe of people on Earth that are known as the Dogon. Dogon. And a musician once did an album that was kind of about their music and all this kind of stuff, and they played upon that name and the name of Sirius and things like that. And these guys I know just kind of made the joke of the play on words of Sirius versus Sirius as on their business cards. It was just a lot of fun.
Ember said the Barringer crater was hit by an object about 40 meters across, and it created that.
Ember, is that the
than
one in the
120
southwest?
feet. I don't know where that one is. We have like some serious sized craters in the U.S.
Yep.
Like, for instance, Crater Lake. Huge lake.
Has anybody ever heard of that? What do they call it? It's out in the field, way far away from everything in Russia, and apparently the ground around there is fairly porous limestone, and over the millions of years and stuff, one spot of it has broken through. A sinkhole, and the sinkhole is like really huge. I mean, like. It looks like it maybe a mile across.
Holy shit.
It's really fucking huge. And methane is seeping up through the cracks into this crater, and it ignited. And
Just one
this
fly.
crater has been burning nonstop for like 20, 30 years, something like that.
See, the oldest
Wow.
the oldest crater on Earth was 2 billion years ago when it hit, and it was estimated to be 186 miles in diameter, or at the largest. It's eroded since then, though.
Ember said Crater Lake was a volcano. It was a
Yeah.
volcanic event. Yeah, I didn't know that. My bad. Yeah, Mark said he saw a video on that, Jenny.
Which one?
What you were just talking about.
Yeah, which one?
I don't know. I just repeated what he said, so because I know you can't read the chat very well.
No, I can see the chat just fine.
Oh, you can? Okay.
I just can't, answer on it or anything. It just one.
I know, Carrie. That earthquake Morocco had, it just destroyed that fucking city. That was crazy. They said that they haven't had that strong of a earthquake in that area in like 200 years or something like that.
I heard it was like an 8 something. I may have misheard
I
that.
don't know. I thought it was a 6.8, but that's enough. They don't have any infrastructure to maintain earthquakes. So a 6.8 is enough to destroy them. But I thought they said it was like a 6.8 or 7.8.
Yes, that's right. That's at Karakum Desert.
Karakum Desert.
Yeah,
Thank you, Alex.
It's by the Azerbaijanis, I believe. It's technically part of their land.
Yeah. Oh, Ember said it was a 6.8 in Morocco.
Oh, okay. At least I heard the number 8.
Yeah, you were right. There's an 8. I've done that before, like flipped it in my head to like 8.6 instead of 6.8, just because I try to remember it in the middle of something going on.
Hey, Steph,
Flip it.
how you doing? Want to come in and bother us? We'll bother you back. It'll be lots of fun.
Yeah, we like bothering people. Hi, Steph.
I would like to get Ox on the panel sometime.
Oh, good luck. He's a chat rat. Yeah, no, I'd love to have a long conversation with him for sure. He's got a lot of stories too from his Carney days and shit.
Hey, Mage, what do you think for this as an idea? Of course, we'd have to sign it out or sound it out with Perp. What if we were to each week or once a month or however you want to break that up, pick one person from the chat and bring them in to do the panel? Every week a different person.
I think that would be a cool idea. I'm here, so here's my week's done.
Would you guys be into it?
We usually have the thing opened up to pretty much anyone who wants to come in who's in the DM groups. So if you're already in Purple's DM group, you can come on in.
Ox said I register at 2.3 when I fall. Fucking Ox. Dude, I've seen a picture of you. You ain't that big, bro.
What event was that? There was some event where people were stomping their feet to, as part of their enthusiasm and stuff like that. Oh, no. That was just something completely different.
There was a case of that in a stadium, and they were all on the second level up, the first level up above the ground floor, and they were all stomping, and the fucking thing collapsed, and it was concrete.
Oh, that's not good.
I thought that's what you were talking about. Yeah, it caused, like, they said that there were so many people stomping it created something, like, seismically it would have mattered.
No, I was thinking of this one. I'm vacant on the names and stuff, but it was like a football stadium or something, and they were stomping so hard that the geology department with their little seismograph picked it up.
It might have been that one, because they said something about it caused some seismic activity when they did it. But remember what you're talking about. No, there wasn't an accident, but yes, that did happen. I think it was soccer. Might have been football, but
yeah,
it was definitely not anything else. It was some kind of football.
Their fans are good at wrecking shit.
Yeah, they get excited.
Good for you.
I want to say it was soccer. Yeah, that original football.
Good for you. What's your target weight?
Yeah, that's great, Ox. Fucking, that's awesome, dude. Hey, I got good news, you guys. For the first time in at least 10 years, 12 years, I believe, I am under 160. I've been hanging out around 180, 183, and I am at 158 now. Really fuck. And it's the same scale I got weighed on before, because I got weighed on that scale for my pre-surgery visit to my doctor. So I went back to see her, which is how I found out about the plastic surgeon that's now on board. And I weighed myself on the same scale. So,
oh yeah, Demon. Yeah, there was this. This was the one I was referring to. But yeah, apparently in her tour this time, the audience got so rowdy that they were there. Danger of shaking the building down or something like this.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't believe how intensely popular that woman has gotten.
yeah.
She was filling
really
50,
has.
60, 70,000 seat stadiums.
Yeah. Yeah. Ox said, I remember as a kid them saying that Cali was going to break off and float away. Actually, it can break off if the fault line, that Cascadian fault line, slips, but it will not float out away. It will actually go north, and they predict that LA will be neighbors with San Francisco.
Maybe in 8,000 years.
Well, where it was, and then San Francisco will be up by Oregon. But that's the slip. The amount of slip they're talking about is about the half the length, a third to a half the length of the state of California.
That's the San Andreas fault, and
San Andreas. Yeah,
and
Cascadia's right
that's
next
correct.
to it, so I flip them sometimes. Sorry.
The land isn't going to fall off. I love how comedians always say that or give that illusion.
That's
no,
literally what it's going to do.
The Pacific plate is subductive under the Rockies plate. I don't know its official name, which means it's going underneath and the one. And as it moves north, the gap will get bigger. The San Andreas Fault gap, which is a couple of 100 yards, I think, in some spots, or more. Now that I think of, there's this river. Anyways, and it's moving north, and it could well be right next to San Francisco.
Did you know, Jenny, that from back in the day when people first had like cameras and stuff, and people were going around California trying to figure out where the fault lines were and all that shit, right? They had a serious earthquake, which is why they were investigating it, because they didn't want more people to die. And they took pictures, and there's the pictures of this guy's fence, and it's a fence line like this, right? So here's this fence line, and then it does this and continues.
Yeah.
Moved everything about 3 feet.
Yeah.
And that was
shots like that.
way back when. Yeah. Which is really
wild.
crazy, but that's what happened. His fence was moved over 3 feet because that's the fault line was right underneath his property. Yeah. So, it's not like it's impossible for it to happen. It just would take a huge slam or impact or something to our environment to cause that to start happening. It's not going to just slip one day. It's going to have to be like, I don't know, 120 feet, 40 meter fucking object coming into our solar system and hitting in that area. That would do it. But, it would have to hit just right.
They say that the Pacific Northwest is an earthquake zone. It has been for a long, long time, and through soil core records and his actual written history out of Japan and other places in Asia, they know that place has an earthquake about every 700 years, and I guess it's like at 699 right now. And they're saying just absolutely any time. And they predict that when it happens, that one section of the area is going to drop 3 to 6 feet, and the other section is going to go up a bit from there, and it's just going to completely fuck up everything in Seattle. The ocean will come in, it will flood the areas afterwards, and a tidal wave the size of Texas will be on its way to Japan.
Yes, that's correct. It's going to be a huge fucking like tsunami that hits them, and it's going to fuck their world up. What about south of Portland, that part of Oregon? Isn't that out of the major fault lines? Is it safer? Is what I'm saying.
I really don't know. I know
I'll have to look that up.
I know it's Volcanoville, Washington and Oregon.
Yeah. Okay, let's look it up.
I don't know how many are active. All I know is Mount St. Helens.
3 active local faults in Washington County, Oregon. It says consisting of shallow crustal faults exist in proximity to Washington County. The Portland Hills Fault Zone beneath the Portland metropolitan area, the Gales Creek Fault Zone along the east flank of the Coast Range, and the Mount Angel Fault Zone in the northern Willamette Valley. These local fault zones can experience the earthquakes of magnitudes as high as 6.8 to 7.2. The 1993 magnitude 5.6 Scotts Mills earthquake originated from the Mount Angel Fault Zone was one of the most damaging earthquakes in Oregon's history and is an example of a crustal earthquake. They're all shallow crustal faults, though, so that's good.
Another place that is due, as I understand it, is the New York City area is in a zone, but it's very extended between events. But it's also near the any day stage. Not like California. California, you're going to have 50 earthquakes a year. New York, maybe one every decade. But they say that this could be an extremely bad one and really devastate New York City. They're not talking about it disappearing or anything, but make a big mess.
Yeah. Man, New York City's packed so tight. Could you imagine just one building falling over sideways?
Oh, it would be a mess.
Oh my God. It would cause devastation for blocks and blocks. One building. Everything's so packed there. I hate that city. It is the most dense, crowded. God, you just drive through it. Chicago feels better than New York City driving through it. You deliver into New York City, you just feel like you're like this, like surrounded on all sides and above. There's just people everywhere.
By taxis.
Yeah, taxis and buses and people on bikes and segways, and it's just so crowded. Like I can't even breathe in that city. I hated delivering there. Chicago sucks too, but Chicago is nowhere near as bad as New York City. It is the worst place to try to deliver in.
Not a fan of crowded cities, honestly.
Chicago is not that bad. It definitely depends on where you're going in Chicago or the suburbs. Their freeway system was horrible, but it's been replaced in the last decade or so by a completely new layout with new directions and ramps and bridges and everything. And it's actually quite easy to get through Chicago now on the freeway. You'll get a traffic jam because it's just, rush hour volume, but figuring out where you have to be and stuff like that, it's no problem, especially if you have GPS.
Yeah, I was going through Chicago. I started driving in Chicago as they started doing that, started working on and changing shit. The big problem with Chicago is they do stuff like they'll repave a road over top of the old tar instead of taking it all the way down, and then they don't change the height on the bridges. No, they change them visually. Let me correct that. They change them visually. They don't change them they don't tell the GPS companies. So you're driving along and all of a sudden 13.2 bridge. Well, fuck. I drove through here 3 months ago. It was 13.6. Now you got to fucking turn around in the middle of Chicago. That's the kind of shit Chicago does to you. That's why it's
so
so
much
rough
fun.
to drive through there. And then New York City sucks because, fun fact about New York City for anybody that's a truck driver never decides to drive through there. So they have all the overpasses will all say like 12.6 and 12.2. But what it really is where the braces come up on the sides when you're going underneath like the train trestles or walkways or whatever. They have these braces that come up like this on the sides. It's 13.6, but the braces on the edge at the bottom, they have to mark those because people will drive up on the sidewalk and fucking hit them. So you're driving along and all of a sudden you see 12.6. You're like, Arr! You're looking and then a truck passes. This literally happened to me in Riverside. And then a truck passes you and goes underneath it. And you're like, oh, I can. And people are honking at you, but you didn't know. Now imagine doing that like 10 times a day. Like, fuck, is this one safe? Wait for a truck. Yep. Okay, he went. That's what I did. I ain't taking any chances.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, too, I had a full-size height truck. Later on, I ended up with a lowboy cab, which was okay, which was actually better because I could pull up to a bridge, get out on my window, and look. And the cab wasn't in the way, so I could actually see if I would fit or not. I've done that a couple times, too. There was just no sign. So I started pulling up to it. I pulled up to it really slow, and I got up on the thing and looked, and I pulled up a little bit more, and I looked again. I did it about 4 times, and I said, okay, as long as I don't hit a bump, I'll make it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. And that was like, who was it? Who was talking about I jump around on channels so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was Ember or somebody was talking about somebody drove through underneath a bridge and they went under it loaded and got unloaded and went to come back through and they smacked the bridge. You couldn't figure out why.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Because there's no weight in the trailer. That's why.
Yeah, you mentioned that Sunday on your show.
Somebody was talking about it on my channel. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was. So, no, but there's crazy stuff like that happens. Yeah. Isn't that nice, Ember? Ember said there's no feeling like flying down the Cross Bronx Expressway at full speed with less than an inch between you and the roof of the tunnel. Yes. And funny thing is as a truck driver, I drove a lot at night because less traffic. You get done as the truck stops are emptying, so you get like primo spot. You don't have to park all the way in the back where people shit and piss on the ground. The showers are empty, whatever. My first time driving through New York City was at about 10:30 at night. There was no cops in sight. It was almost all tractor trailers, and it's a 45 zone going from the George Washington Bridge until you get on the other side of all those main New York City exits. It's all 45. So I'm going through there like 48, and trucks are coming around me, flying by me, blowing their fucking horns like, get the fuck out of the way. I literally had to speed up to be safe. They drive through there at 65 miles an hour. Now, mind you, in a car, that doesn't seem too bad. But the roads aren't really wide in New York City. They are exactly legally width. They do not give you an extra inch. So all these trucks are driving by and your mirrors are this far apart, like between 8 inches and 5 inches, 10 inches, something like that. Just doing this while you're driving, just waiting for somebody to sneeze or something and hit your fucking mirror and hit your truck. Yeah. After a while, it's not so bad, but when you're a brand new driver, it will make you shit your pants. It's not cool. And driving through those, like, you got block walls on either side, and then you drive underneath the overpasses through those little tunnels and shit, and you're just crammed in there. You feel really like a sardine. You work maintenance at a Flying J truck stop. Flying J's are one of my favorites. They have the most amount of showers. They're cleaner. Although I did go into a Flying J one time, and mind you, after this happened, I went directly to Walmart and purchased my own stuff. I got out of the shower and I opened a towel and it was full of pubic hair.
Yeah.
I never use a towel from a truck stop again after that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I would use them to wipe my feet with.
Maybe not even that.
Because I didn't want to wipe my feet on my own towel because you don't know what's going on the floor of those fucking truck stops.
Yeesh.
Flying J and Pilot have that grind as you go coffee now, so it's really fucking good. It really is good. Even their decaf is really good. That's what I judge a truck stop by. If their decaf coffee is good, it's a good truck stop.
I usually get the community coffee for myself. I also like the Pete's brand. I don't know if you ever had that.
I'm sorry, what?
Pete's coffee?
Oh, yeah, I love Pete's. It's
Yeah.
my second favorite. My favorite is Seattle's Best.
Yeah, I like to get the Pete's. Fortunately, it's expensive, so I don't get it much.
It's expensive. That's why I don't buy it. It's a little more acidic than Seattle's Best. I like Seattle's Best Portside blend.
Hmm.
It's got a little bit of a chocolate taste to it.
Hmm.
And it's really good. It has a good flavor. It's not acidic. It's not bitter. I mean, it's just really good. You should try it.
Yeah, I
recommend it.
I usually get the. Oh, look who showed up!
The boss is here. Everybody behave.
Crap! Hide the weed.
Shit.
I wasn't sure if I should come in. It seems my ratings are better when I'm not here.
That is not true. It's just that when I'm here, I show you out on Twitter.
Yeah, you've got 18 people watching. That's pretty close to our record high.
Yeah, every time I come on here,
that we've gotten over 20.
Every time I come on here, I share it out on Twitter for you.
It got that high because Ox was doing a striptease dance in the chat.
Yeah, and Mark Caesar had a toga on earlier with weed stems as olive leaves.
Mm-hmm.
He was calling himself. He was using his full name of Mark Anthony Caesar. He went to a toga party.
And he gave us his recipe for salad too. It was really nice.
Oh,
real salad or tossed salad?
Caesar salad.
Oh, Caesar salad. I threw that one in there for you, Jenny.
And we learned how to shift people with high heels.
Oh yeah. Granny was here just moments ago, and then she vaporized. This laser beam shot down from space. I think it was Jewish, and took her out.
It's always Jewish.
Shivving people in high heels. Does that mean I've got to get rid of all my boots now to be safe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody your age is allowed to wear heels.
Yeah, we discussed high heels. We discussed.
Try finding women's shoes that don't have at least a 3-inch heel.
Like the ones I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, I don't want to be 6 feet tall. I just haven't been given many options.
What size shoe do you wear, Perps?
Yeah, women's 10.5.
Never mind.
I've told you time and time again, go to Women Within.
Yeah.
Okay. It's part of like a dozen different online shops that are all owned and operated by Lane Bryant. Okay. They have shoes up to 12 and sometimes 13. 10 is nothing.
No, I'm just joking with you. I've been finding stuff.
Okay. Porpoises can't wear high heels. Or do they make them for your dorsals?
Ox, Granny was needed back on ship. Galactic Command meeting.
Yeah. I was always assuming that out of the water porpoise was standing on her tail.
We should get our entire community to vote for Granny for president.
Yeah, if you get 25 votes? Wow.
No, like the entire atheist community, like all thousands of them.
Do any of you people out there have a person in your life that if you give it serious consideration, would this person be capable of being president of the United States? And maybe it's you, maybe it's your mom, but whoever it is, do you have someone in your life that you would trust that way?
Only myself.
Well, as I've said, the thing about being president is you don't necessarily have to be smart. You just have to surround yourself with smart people who know their own field. I could be president. I just have to find the right, group of advisors.
That was proved by the last two Republican presidents.
Yep.
Yeah, but I would surround myself with like people who know about science and medicine.
Yeah. See, now I'm just disgusted because you brought up how ignorant our government is about science because of them. It just makes me nuts. It's the whole reason behind why they can come after us and make such a case against us is they use pieces of science that matches their words, even though in a total picture it means nothing. You know, their results. Oh, well, we had the result, and you look at the study, and it's two people. Versus something that we produced, like what I produced recently for a group I was arguing with, a way big paper, brand new, July 23, from Journal of American Medical Association. So it's credible, and it backed up every piece of the theory that trans people have learned and will profess to the liars on the right.
Actually, I think I'd like to change my answer. My landlord is a 62-year-old Hispanic lady. She works 4 jobs. She's raising her grandkids because her daughter died from an overdose. And she just bought a second property and she's fixing it up. She pays $6,000 a month in mortgage between the 2 properties. Hence why she works the 4 jobs. And she's doing all this so they each have their own house for when she dies. She's an amazing lady. She'd probably do a better job than me.
Yep.
Yeah. Hard worker, quick, has a master's degree and 2 bachelor's degrees, retired from the state. Yeah.
I like some of the answers people came up with.
I'd like to appoint Aaron Ra as my spiritual advisor and watch all the evangelicals shit themselves when it's released that he's a member of the Satanic Church.
Man, he'd be a great guy. Him or Matt Dillahunty, they'd be great presidents too.
Carrie, did you find that there, when you shop there, that their sizes were consistent? That what's an X size now is an X size, a year from now? That's why I like them so much, is that they're absolutely consistent with their sizing.
Yeah, that's been a problem too. Is things at different brands not being consistent sizing.
Well, Aaron did run for an office at one point and at the local level, but it was just too expensive.
Yeah, that's the problem. You've got to be a millionaire to run for office now.
I can't imagine that an atheist would go over very well in Texas.
Who's MOBF? Oh, I would trust my one black friend. That's what Carrie was saying.
Oh.
Okay. I couldn't figure it out for a second there.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
I'll have you know, Sinister Porpoise, that in person he's actually a really, really nice guy. I think he's been doing the online talking to idiots thing too long, and he has no patience anymore. And he will tell you that he has no patience anymore because he's been doing it for 20 some odd years. But when it comes to meeting him in person, I have not, but I know a large handful of people who have. And I heard the same result from all of them, that he's a great guy, really nice, polite. Some of them were at his house and he like running and getting drinks for everybody. And yeah, I think him on YouTube being frustrated with idiocy is a whole different version of Matt Dillahunty. So that's what I've heard from very reliable sources.
His online self and his in-person self are different, huh?
Well, I mean, you can just watch their epic loot streams and you'll see that's not who he is. He gets irritated sometimes, like, fuck, my back's killing me. Okay, everybody gets irritated when their back's hurting them, like he's just fucking human. But I watch their epic loot streams and hang out with them on, YouTube or Twitch or whatever. I hang out with, whenever Arden was doing a lot of Twitch streams gaming thing. I was always hanging out with her there. They're just really nice people. That's all. They're highly intelligent, nice people that have no patience for bullshit. And I can't blame them for that because I'm 52 and I don't have any fucking patience left for it either. And the older you get, the worse it gets.
Ox, thank you very much. That's quite a nice compliment. But I could never qualify to be on Supreme Court. Well, I would qualify better than Amy Coney Bryant or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
But other than her, I would not be qualified to be on the Supreme Court unless they want somebody who hides in the corner.
No, not all trans people. No, Ox, that's wrong. You should do more diverse than that. I think the Supreme Court should be have one person from every race that we have in the United States. That's how I think it should be done. There should be one Asian, one Hispanic, one black person, one white person, one whatever, Indian person, name it.
It should be, and they expand it, and it should be nine trans people and one mime.
And one mime? Okay, yeah. I like that. I like the mime idea.
I'm sorry, but the whole bringing back disco thing is a deal breaker.
Well, the Supreme Court justices are appointed for life. Now, they always make the mistake of appointing old people. So what if you appointed people who were all 25, so they would be there for 50 to 60 years?
Well, a law has been introduced by the Democrats in Congress to limit Supreme Court justices to 10 years. It's actually going on the book. Of course, the Republicans won't let it through, but somebody's trying to make it happen.
It'll depend on what the Congress makeup is after the next election, whether or not that gets anywhere.
Mark, Mark Short, is that OXXY a newly discovered sex chrome characteristic or label?
Damn it, Jenny made me laugh right in the middle of that hit. Sorry.
No, it's Oxy. He thinks everybody should have oxycodone at request.
Well, yeah.
Ember said, I think it should be. Yeah, but Ember, the problem with AI systems is who's programming them? You would have to have somebody that's a completely honest, truthful, stand-up, perfect fucking person to program them. Because somebody's going to program something into them the way they want it, so something gets changed. Yeah, and that's the problem with AI. It's not about what it can do; it's about who programmed it.
Well, the problem they're having with AI is to get a big enough data set to get it working. They have to use basically random stuff off of the internet, so they don't even know really what's going into it. They've been programming them based on social media, and that's why we're getting the ridiculous results. Oh, excuse me.
No, absolutely, I agree with that. But if it was some kind of implementation, okay, there's a computer program software for each department, and whatever's going on, they plug it in, and the computer says, this is the law. This is what you should do. And they have to use that program. I'm game.
Hey, Sinister, why don't you come on in and teach us how AI works and stuff? I don't have a clue myself. I launched a ChatGPT, and I wanted to try and do a picture of me, like everybody has a little picture done of them for their avatar. Yeah. And the first thing it said is, oh, well, upload six different pictures of yourself. Well, I don't have 6 pictures of me.
I'll start taking pictures in the go to the bathroom and start taking some selfies.
No. Because I don't look like I used to look.
The only way I could give it 6 pictures of me would be to upload some of the nudes that my late fiance took 10 years ago.
Well, that would be okay.
Except that they're all before I started transitioning.
Yeah, that's the hit for some people.
Honestly, I don't think I've had a picture of myself taken since I started transitioning.
Hi, Steph. No, that you have a solid point, Porpoise. You're absolutely right. There isn't just one single person doing it. But even with a group of people, I mean, how many people are programming it to get the result? Who's programming the morality into it is what I'm worried about. Who's programming whether it thinks religiously or not? You know, that's the shit I worry about. Now I don't know how it happens, so
Well,
Morality.
there was that one research lab,
Yeah.
computer research lab. I don't know if it was IBM or one of the big several who was doing it, but they set up an AI on a computer and let it go ahead and run and start learning. And it, just like the science fiction tales, it got to the point where it just tested human beings and wanted to get rid of them. And so they turned it off.
See, that's what I'm saying though. Like if the problem I have with AI is the possibility of what it can do,
Yep.
and also the possibility of what it can't do.
Well, they had one
know.
and they used Twitter and Facebook for the data set to get it going. And in something like 3 weeks, it became a Nazi.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It was like
s-
3 weeks. Yeah, I heard about that.
Sinister, is that is that comment referring to the Watson computer of IBM's? Here, let's demonstrate what we've accomplished with this super duty killer God Almighty computer does, and put it on a game show.
Well, come in and tell us, Sinister, if you can, because we don't. I mean, this is your shit here. We don't know nothing about We don't know nothing about no damn computers there, Porpoise. If you could help us out.
Yeah, pretty much we've only got like newspaper articles about the AI things.
Yeah, that's basically, we're at newspaper level.
I don't
if
even
somebody wants to come in with modern technology, we're right here.
I don't even understand how to use it or what I would want to use it for. I don't get that either.
Well, I used Chat GPT last night to help me locate another horror movie I was looking for, and it helped too.
Yeah, but the only thing the work that I use a computer for is my writing. Yes, and I know that they can write, but they have no soul when you read it. Oh, it's true. You read something that the computer's done. It's perfect English and has a flow and all that kind of stuff, but it's cold. You don't care about it at all.
Yeah.
Let's see. I forgot. I distracted myself.
Sorry.
No, I did that myself, not you. Oh, no, no. Mm-hmm. Just, it's gone.
Well, the AI can't make relatable characters. And a big part of its problem is that it can't maintain consistency because it doesn't remember what it wrote in the paragraph before.
It depends on how it's set up.
Well, that's that's the secret for an AI system that is completely useful is for it to have a memory and be able to refer to the memory and reconstruct things from the memory in different ways and stuff. And they're definitely not there for that.
I like to play around with this novel AI when I'm doing some writing, and I found that it sometimes will get kind of stuck in a loop in what it responds, the responses it comes up with. It'll start saying it'll give like the same kind of response over and over.
Mm. Well, it escapes me when this little boom of AI started, maybe 6 months ago or so. It made me realize that I'm an old person and the world has moved on past me.
Yep.
No, well, it has. It has. I mean, that's kind of why I'd like to learn what it is and how it works, so I can not feel old.
Damn it! I just waved at you. Hi.
It helps if you're a sailmaker and you're working in a time-honored trade. You never feel old. You've just been whatever.
Yeah.
I don't need. You've got to keep up with some stuff.
Purple.
But,
Purple, would you like to take over the reins here? I'd like to go get myself cleaned up and go get
Yeah.
that pork fried rice.
Yeah, I was just noticing. Apparently, since I didn't start the chat, I can't like highlight things in the chat.
Really?
Okay.
Side chat.
Oh.
You should have the ability to do that.
Well, I thought I would, but yeah, it's not letting me highlight comments from the side chat.
Paige,
First-
you want to just check
strange.
your settings and make sure that everything's under her being administrator?
Oh, hold on.
I was gonna say I don't think StreamYards works that way.
Yeah, she should have the ability to highlight the stuff. I have the ability to highlight the stuff when I come in as secondary.
First off,
Well, yeah, because you have to go into StreamYards and set that person up as a secondary so they can use everything. You have to do it through StreamYards. So I was asking, is this on your channel or hers?
This is hers.
Oh,
I was gonna
she
say,
must be
should able
logged in
to.
under a different account then. Maybe she has to go back and re-log in.
First off, let me just put forth Athena Porpoise for president.
Yay!
I'm for it. I'll vote.
I'm all in. I'm all in on this.
I know you got everybody's back. I'd vote for you.
Only if her skin is gray and smooth.
Her fur is gray.
Okay, you can bring
At
yourself
least
in.
part of
right?
her fur is gray.
Okay.
Some of her fur is brown. Some
Oh,
of her fur is white. She's
oh,
a
this is-
tortoise.
This is
Same.
the cat. I thought it was a real porpoise. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
things are
now we
working
have a
Here
good.
I am.
We have
Yeah.
the right purple.
Yeah, I wasn't fully logged in, so.
Okay.
Same
Okay.
Ox.
Well,
Same.
now that you're here and fully logged in, I'm gonna head out and go get my rice.
Okay,
So,
good. Goodbye. Get out.
Later.
Bye, Mage.
You ever have that one fly that comes in your house and just really likes you?
Yep.
And-
What I
No, it
hate
was
is
just-
when they buzz so close they get under the lens of your glasses.
Oh, it's
I'm
irritating.
gonna say,
right?
and we're done with the AI topic because it took me too long to switch computers.
Now, see, if your computer was run by an AI, it would be quicker on that, wouldn't it?
Well, the issue is it still wouldn't have the microphone necessary unless it attached it itself.
So, how many different people work on an AI system? Since that's where
You-
we started.
I was gonna say, usually it's corporate companies that are doing this. I
Okay.
think the big ones right now are whoever's doing OpenAI,
Mhm.
Google's Bard,
Hmm.
and Microsoft's Bing. And the Microsoft chatbot didn't quite become a Nazi. It was just spouting Nazi propaganda, depending on who it interacted with, because it just tried to get training data from Twitter. And some of the people who interacted with it thought it's like, hey, let's see if we can get it to spout
Yeah.
Nazi propaganda. Which
Well,
they
that's
could.
what I figured is the words and phrases it saw come up the most often.
But I don't know where they are in this, but I think is still thought the wrong term because how the large language models work is they have basically essentially large arrays of word lists, and based on what you type in, it tries to find out what the most likely next word in the sequence is.
Okay.
And it goes through it goes through a long word list several times, which is why it takes a while for it to come up with answers. And it selects whatever it thinks the most likely next word in the sequence will be. So it's only ever thinking about what the next word will be.
Huh. Interesting.
So it's really just an advanced version of the predictive text function on your phone.
Yeah. Well, it also uses neural nets, which
That's mostly it for speed, or is it background
It's-
learning also?
well, it's more or less to give it more accurate results because it goes through and tries to figure out what the most accurate results were several times, and it uses keywords from your text based on certain weights. Like, say, if you're asking it to come up with an example that isn't as something bizarre like the Karatsuba multiplication algorithm or do a proof by induction. Make a sale pattern. There's a good example. Depending on what it thinks you want, if it'll either come up with sailboats, or depending on how you sell the sale, it might come up with a plan on how to make a sale.
Well, couldn't they set it up so that okay? Well, let's continue on the sale analogy. That okay, I make a sale, make a pattern for a sale, and then it says, well, that's too broad. We need to narrow it down. How many square feet? What kind of sailboat? These kinds of questions that actually matter when you're making a sale. Could it then learn how to ask questions to refine the project?
That's not what large language models do. I don't know it'll never be there, but large language models respond to. For example, I just said make a sale, and it came up with this. To make a sale, you will need sailcloth, sewing machine, thread, measuring tape, sale pattern, a staff. That last part may not have actually been there. If you don't have a sale pattern, you can create one by using newspaper or another thin piece of paper to trace the outline of your sale. Be sure to double check all of your measurements before cutting your sale panels. Once you have your sale panels cut out, you can start sewing them together. Be sure to use a heavy-duty sewing machine and thread, as sales need to be able to withstand strong winds. If you are making a large sale, you may want to use multiple panels of sailcloth. When sewing
Yeah,
that
some
is
very
what people-
basic sewing instructions.
I was thinking more like visually in terms of drawing a sale. Creating the sale, improve the basic concept or aerodynamics of a given sale shape. What can we do to change it to make it better, faster, longer, whatever.
You can try. I don't know. I know it won't come up. I know Bard and Chat GPT will not come up with solutions to unsolved problems for you. It's not going to solve the 3n+1 problem or the P versus NP problem. It'll tell you what those problems are.
Now stop it. You're going over everybody's head. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I started
math
looking at my
things, but-
cat. She lost me so bad I started looking at my cat.
What are some other unsolved problems? It's not going to tell you how to stop the Republicans from being transphobic.
Yeah.
Damn it. That was the answer we all wanted.
I've taken a new tack with these bastards, and I would like to see everybody adopt it, quite frankly. When I argue with when these people, want to pick a fight, like on Twitter, I'm not going to sit there and try to argue the facts. It's the same thing as like flat Earth. You can't argue fact. It's fact. Period. That's it. It stops right there.
Or
and to address the what seems to be the parameters of their interest and desires, and like all of them are absolutely obsessed with genitals, somebody else's genitals, children's genitals. That's all they fucking think about and talk about all day for years on end.
Or was that on my end?
They see penises everywhere. Every time somebody builds something,
That might have been on
penis.
my end.
You good?
Are you there, Porpoise?
Huh.
I guess not.
I guess Porpoise is not hearing us and doesn't realize that we can hear them.
We are talking to you.
I'm not getting any sound.
Yeah, we know.
We know, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the TERFs. To confront them with what they're doing, that you have no moral right whatsoever to be invading somebody's personal life the way you are. It's what they do with their life and expressing their who they are. That's it. You don't have any input.
Okay, let's use a less contentious example. Maybe the Book of Mormon, ChatGPT isn't going to tell you how to prove the Book of Mormon is true, but someone please tell that Kyle Adams guy to use it next time, because maybe his arguments will be better.
Touche.
And I was going to say, if you don't know who Kyle Adams is, please do not subject yourself to him.
Yeah, no, I've heard the name. I'm good. I'm not searching for that one. Mark Short, I am sorry to hear about your health issues, and
We're in the way. I think.
I have recently got a
think
not
this
fun
is
diagnosis, although not that severe.
StreamYard's being
Um,
very, very weird.
And she still can't hear us. And yeah, no, my heart goes out to you. So I hope that things go as smoothly as possible for you. It's never fun to hear that your lifespan has been shortened, for sure.
Hey, Porpoise, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, we could hear you the whole time.
Yeah, we knew you had no sound.
Yeah, we were laughing about it.
Yeah,
we were like,
yeah,
we know you can't hear
that's-
us.
Computer.
It's like Athena walked in front
That
of
just that just happened to me for some reason. I don't know why.
maybe
Oh.
it's a,
Very weird.
So maybe it is StreamYard being flaky today.
what browser are
It
you
could be.
using?
Me?
Yeah, you
Safari.
Stephanie. Huh, I'm using Chrome.
Safari.
I'm using Chrome.
I was thinking it might have
I'm
been.
on my I'm on my iPad, so
Well,
Safari.
Yeah, I'm on
wired.
Chrome.
I'm on SteamYard's standalone app right now, and if anybody's out there is using that to get through with us and stuff, it's solid as hell. It really is good.
Okay, they really fixed the
Really?
problems with it.
Yeah, it really did. I haven't had a single sneeze with it. I mean, some of the little details I don't like, but it's still in infancy. Let's see how it develops.
But
I didn't
Is
even
it
know they
for
made one.
iOS.
Yes, it's in the App Store. I think it's also
that's
for
cool.
someone else too.
my main problem with,
Samsung.
Oh, cool.
the main problems with AI are data collection, privacy, and a lot of problems with other AI technologies like facial recognition is that governments are misusing them.
Of course they are.
And there was like one Democratic, I think, senator who said it's like, hey, maybe we should start like regulating the AI and data justice or data collection practices. And he was like, Republicans should join in. This is a bipartisan issue, but no one ever bothered.
Well, of course, there can't be a bipartisan issue anymore.
That and Google has been arguing, let the industry regulate itself. Like that's a good idea.
I understand Google's getting sued for monopoly.
Google,
Monopoly or Parcheesi, I forget which. I think Monopoly.
Google doesn't
You
really
beat me
have,
to the punch.
Google doesn't really have a monopoly.
Well, that's what I thought when I read it. Is it Bing that's suing them? I forget.
Oh, I
Is
thought
it
you
a-
said that Google was
fucking-
suing someone because they didn't have a monopoly yet.
Well,
Yeah.
Microsoft suing someone else for monopolistic practices would be rich.
And Bing just
It would
fucks
be.
up your computer. Why are they need to fix their shit?
Yeah, Bing also
always
likes to
have
keep
problems with Bing.
reinstalling itself no matter how many times I delete it.
I know.
I don't
They
like Bing.
literally are invading people. Like it should be illegal.
I don't like Bing at all. Its name reminds me of Bing Crosby, who was a child abuser.
Here's the thing. Microsoft will tell you, it's like, no, you can't install Edge. It'll damage your system. And Linux, you can be like, I'm going to remove the bootloader. And Linux will be like, go ahead. It's like, I'm not going to stop you in any way, even though this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
So Linux is just going to sit back and have a beer while you destroy yourself.
Well, if you're using Linux, you
Pretty
probably know
much.
it's a bad idea. But if you want to remove the bootloader in Linux, you can do it. As long as you have privileges.
I am still looking for one of you PC geniuses to create I'm sure it would fit on just a little bitty 8 gig thumb drive, so that I can use that as a boot drive for a laptop that I forgot the password on.
Wait, there are already several programs like that.
What do I run them?
Trinity
on?
Resource Kit.
Huh?
But she's saying she can't get into her computer. How does she do it?
Yeah, you use Trinity Resource Kit, you make a bootable USB drive. I'm sure you can find the instructions.
I don't have any facilities to do any of that. I'm with phone. I'm with iPad. and a PC laptop that I can't do anything with because I forgot the password.
I was going to say, or if you don't care about the data, I can send you a Linux installation stick and you can just reinstall everything or reinstall a new OS.
Yeah, no, I don't care about the data. That can all go fuck itself. I would just like to see if the thing can fucking work and be usable. It's an old Dell.
Well,
I bought it for like $125 on eBay.
Cool.
I was going to say, I could probably get it working.
Well, it was working. It was working quite well, and then I forgot the password.
Assuming it's not a hardware problem. But
Yeah, Porpoise, can you give me a link to that Trinity resource kit? Because when I'm trying to Google it, it's giving me a lot of things, none of which are related to computers.
It's probably all religious because it has Trinity in it.
Don't
Yep.
go for the one that's related to an atomic bomb. That would be better.
The FBI will be watching you.
Yeah,
Hey,
later on out.
I just want to finish this. Porpoise, would you make a boot drive for me to get into Windows past the password thing? I'd be happy to pay you for it.
okay, let's be clear about what I'd be doing. First of all, it's probably not going to be Windows because that's commercial software and I can't. And that would probably, not that I have an issue, but Windows would not like me sending you a copy unless you want to pay for the license. I would probably send you, probably Linux Mint.
Okay, as long as it can get around and recreate whatever I need to recreate so that I can use the damn thing.
But
okay.
what do you use your computer for? Because that can make a difference too.
I'm just trying to figure that out. I didn't have anything on it.
Like, are you trying to use it for streaming or what?
Well, if it can do streaming, yeah, that would be great.
Okay,
Yes,
I found it.
do you plan on doing video creation?
Yes.
All right, then there are programs that you can do Linux. That on Linux OpenShot is on most platforms. And are you a gamer? I'm assuming not.
Yes, but I really don't think that this computer or laptop's even close to being able to push modern day games.
Okay, then Linux Mint is probably good enough. And if you still want Windows, you just need to. You should be able to buy a copy of it.
The most current was 8. Windows 8 was on it.
Good. Yuck.
Trinity Resource Kit.
Yeah, I found it now, and I put a link in the chat.
Yeah, see, if I have to make a disk, I can't. I just don't have that capability.
Trinity was overkill because I thought there was a different issue. I thought you just needed to recover the password, and that's what Trinity is for.
Ah. Okay,
Yeah,
well, that would
that's
still be useful on one of my other ones.
I'm assuming that's all I need to do. I forgot the password. That's it. It's not hardware. It's just my brain.
Well, since
and it was working prior when I didn't forget the password. So
I think maybe well, it shouldn't matter for postal service, but I think maybe Purple lives closer to you.
Yeah.
And might be able to get there sooner if she can follow the instructions.
Well, the thing's been down for about 3 years, so it's not like I'm in a hurry.
Touche. Touche.
So it's a laptop that was running Windows 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could also run password hacking programs and brute force it. But
Perp, now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been 7.
Okay. Either way.
the other thing you can do is just there's a distribution called Tails Linux that's just designed to be run off a USB stick. And Kali Linux is often run that way, but I can't imagine you need Kali Linux.
As you might be able to tell, whatever I have, its name should be simple. Remember, I'm a Mac user.
Well, considering Kali Linux is a cybersecurity thing used for hacking, I don't think you need it.
Oh, okay. Actually, I kind of like something like that. Go play around, see if I can fuck up anybody up.
Yeah. Nobody's listening to anything you're talking about because everybody's just watching Stephanie run around in that skimpy outfit.
Oh,
It's hot in
picture's
here.
too small. I can't see. What you wearing, Steph?
Tank top and a pair of shorts.
Tank top and shorts. It's like 80 degrees in here.
Yeah, she was showing off her legs.
That's one of the bad things about
Not true.
this standalone app is that you can't enlarge, you can't, expand the image by dragging it. You can do it, but then it wants to snap back.
Okay.
You can't get it like screen dump.
Purple, I'm gonna get off of here. So thank you for having me, and I love all you guys, and I'll see y'all soon.
Bye, honey.
See you around, Beck.
Yep. Peace.
Kyle Adams is someone I would like to have a conversation with someday. But only if I have a baseball bat.
I only know of their reputation. I haven't actually watched them.
Actually, it's not that bad. He would just give me a headache. Ember debated him at some point, I believe, if you want to watch that.
The Flat Earth Mormon. Okay.
Isn't
Great.
paracetamol like Tylenol?
Yeah,
Yeah.
paracetamol is what they call acetaminophen in the UK and I think Australia. So yeah, it's the same as Tylenol. Tylenol's just the name brand for it.
Here, I got a bottle. Put your hand out.
Do you see the pills coming out of your USB port?
Well, maybe they don't have that spitting program. That would be a problem.
Yeah.
A cat warmer, huh?
Ivermectin. Yay. Let's go.
Ivermectin. What, you're preparing for the next wave of COVID?
Yeah, I thought. Did you say cat warmer or cat warmer?
Oh, warmer. As in temperature. But yeah, I was not planning to stay on here too long myself either, so this would probably be a good point to wrap things up.
Oh, but we're having so much fun. And the people in the chat are so nice. Okay, so is today officially Dead Air Day?
Yeah, Jenny, we're gonna have to try a test stream and see if you can run a stream yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
What, on my phone?
I have heard that people have done it.
It's doable. I wouldn't want to, but you can do it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking.
I've
It'd
done it.
probably be difficult just because the buttons would be so small.
Yeah.
Oh well, like I said, we can try a private test stream and see if it's at all workable. But for now, we should wrap this up. So, Porpoise, do you have anything coming up you want to plug?
Well, if you want to check out the video games I've done, including the newest one, the text adventure game, it's at sinisterporpoise2.itch.io. Other than that, it's like I'm, as long as I have to be Ms. Porpoise, I'll probably stay offline. Except for coming on streams like Amy Newman's and this one.
Yeah, we get that. So, Stephanie, what have you got coming up?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to do random streams unannounced?
Well, I've got on my channel. I don't have anything coming up, although BBJ Rose wants to talk about going to the Worlds and sports and stuff, and so that might happen. Doing something with Dave on Catch Its Desk about sea monsters. Coming up on, forget when that is, Saturday or something. And then there's just the random crap like this. Just keep going. Sort of trying to get stuff done here.
Yep.
But oh yeah, I made it to 200. Went flying through 200 subs, which is cool.
Yay.
Okay.
So mostly you're just focusing on making giant wind catchers.
Yeah, that's what I'm focused on at the moment. And then I'll be focused on going to the Etchells, New England, to see if we can do some stuff down there. That's not next weekend, not this coming weekend. Not next weekend. 2 weeks from now. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Might go live in a minute or two just to keep myself semi-entertained instead of being bored to tears by doing shit.
Okay, well, if people want to jump over there, it sounds like Stephanie's going to be doing an after party.
Yeah, I might do. Yeah, I might do. Who knows?
Party.
Might take a little break though. Party. Make a little turkey Sammy or something. What about you, Purple? What do you got coming up?
Well, this Sunday I will be on Maya's show. Their Bad Science Sunday.
Excellent.
So yeah, we're going to be investigating some cryptids, sea serpents, and lake monsters.
I like it.
So other than that, just be here again next week at the same time.
My turn. Do I get a turn?
Yep.
Please?
Yep, Jenny, go ahead. I need you to stall for a bit anyway.
I'm doing absolutely nothing. So no, actually, October 8th, 9:30 Eastern, I'll be on with Maya Atkinson on her bad signs. And when I asked her what topic are we going to do, she said, bad science. So I have no idea what's going to happen. Chances are she'll pick things that I have no clue about, because there's so much I don't have a clue about.
That's okay. Much of the show is just heckling whatever you just watched.
Yeah, and the other thing I would like to point out is that if you're out on the Google, the Google, and want to do a search for something, put in Samuel L. Jackson bread commercial. You'll enjoy it.
All right.
Okay.
And other than that, don't get caught.
Okay.
To avoid.
Okay, I'm just going to drop a link in the side chat there for Stephanie's channel. So if you people want to go and wait over there until she gets her sandwich. And of course, we need to thank all the people who keep sending us money to stay on the air here. So thank you to Vonrek and Southern Sail, Greg Hartwick, the Lavender Lady, Robert X, Kitty the Atheist, and Skitscrasher. Just say I appreciate all of you for helping me pay for the StreamYards and helping pay my cable bill or my internet bill. So with that, we will bid you all a good day and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Adieu.